Welcome to 843 TV. I'm your host, Will Wareham with WHHI-TV. Today we're coming to you from Spring Island, which brings us to our first guest, John Strother with Spring Island Realty. We're also joined by two of Spring Island's most recent residents, Sherry Maloney and Jocelyn Liss. So stick around for more 843 TV, where communities come to speak.
.843 TV, where Bluffton comes to speak.
Where Spring Island comes to speak.
Where Hilton Head Island comes to speak.
Where Beaufort comes to speak.
.843 TV,
where communities come to speak. Welcome to 843 TV. Today we're joined by John Strother, Jocelyn Liss, and Sherry Maloney. Thanks y'all for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we're out on Spring Island, and Jocelyn and Sherry, y'all are fairly new residents to Spring Island, is that right?
Yes, that is it.
Where did y'all come from?
I came from the Chicago area.
Okay.
And I'm from New York.
Okay. And how did you hear about Spring Island, or how did you find Spring Island?
Well, for me, my husband had family down here on Hilton Head, and so we came down for a visit. We saw an ad for a house in the Journal on a Saturday and decided to hop over and take a peek. When we came over the bridge onto Spring Island, it felt like we were alone and on our own place, and we just fell in love with it. It was so natural, and you couldn't tell that there were a lot of buildings and so on around, so we loved it immediately.
Yeah, I kind of felt right at home right away.
Yes.
Same goes for you, Jocelyn?
I had a similar experience. I looked at a lot of places around here in the Bluffton area. My husband has an office in Bluffton, and they were all the same. And when I came over the bridge and I drove up Main Street, I said, this is it. I got out of the car, I said, this is it. And then I convinced my husband.
That took a year and a half, didn't it?
Yes, it did.
Well, it's certainly a unique place and one that has a feel of its own, that's for sure. And so let's talk a little bit now about, you know, when you decided to make the move.
Yes.
I understand, Sherry, you're in the process of building a house here on Spring Island, is that right?
That's right. So we bought our lot about 5 years ago.
Okay.
And we've been back and forth renting guest houses or one of the cottages here so we could spend some time on the island. And 14 months ago, we started construction. Okay. And we'll be moving in 2.5 weeks.
Oh, wow, congratulations.
So, very exciting, yes, thank you.
And so can you tell us a little bit about the process of finding a builder and an architect and how that all went around?
Right, so the real estate office was really good in recommending some builders. We interviewed 3. Okay. We went around and looked at houses that they put up here in the area, and when we chose one, you know, he's right locally, and we were able to go to his office and start working on our plans.
Right. And is this kind of a design that you all had envisioned for a while, or did he help guide you along the process?
He did guide us, yes. Of course, we don't have any experience in building a house. It's our first adventure, so he helped us, but we did have specific things that we wanted to do and to have come alive, and it's actually happened.
Right,
so.
right.
We know I think it's amazing. When I came up to your house yesterday and I drove in, it was high tide, and I drove up in front, and it was this glass front, seeing through the glass back, and this beautiful oak tree over the marsh, and it was high tide. It was really incredible.
That's right. So one of the things we wanted to make sure we did was capture the environment, because Spring Island is so beautiful.
Yes.
And we were able, with our architect's help, to orient the house so that we have the best views. We also wanted to make sure we captured the breeze, because the breeze is really important here. And he just went above and beyond our expectations, and we love our house. It's a little different than many of the other houses. It's unique. It's got a contemporary feel, and it's everything we envisioned.
Very cool.
And I think one of the great things about the island is that all the homes are different, and they all have privacy. You can't really see them from any of them from the main road. From the dirt road, but everybody gets to have their own character in their home, which is really nice.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit more about you finding your character and you and your husband finding the house that you eventually purchased, because you purchased an existing home, is that right?
We purchased an existing home. We looked around a lot. It took a year and a half to get my husband here, and for us to find the right home for us. And we came here wanting to downsize, and we ended up with a compound. But it's a great compound, and it's nice. We have a guest house, we have a carriage house, and an art barn, and a 2-bedroom house. So we live in the 2-bedroom house, and then everybody's coming to visit. We're bringing all our friends to Spring Island, and they're moving here too. Yeah, we actually, when I came after the first time I visited Spring Island, I was so excited. I went home and I told one of my friends who lived in Vermont, I told her about my experience here and how that I found the place I want to live, and she said, next time you go, we want to come. So the next time we came to look for a house, they came with us, and they ended up buying that weekend.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
Before you.
Before us, so the pressure was on for me to find a house.
Okay, so they bought a place before you did.
They bought a place before we did.
And can you just kind of describe the shopping and buying process a little bit with Spring Island Real Estate?
Well, John was incredible, and we've become good friends. He spent a lot of time with us. Everything is so different that there was a lot to see.
Sure.
But they also didn't stay on the market very long, so you have to act when you see something because things go here.
Yes.
And which was encouraging for us too, you know?
Right, absolutely.
So, but it took us a year and a half to find the right home, and it turned out that we went back to one of the first houses that we saw, which I think is not uncommon for people when they're shopping for a home. But again, I wanted to downsize, and I ended up with this this compound.
You got 4 small houses.
I got 4 small houses.
Well, this is fantastic. Would y'all mind sticking around for one more segment?
Sure.
We'll take a quick break and be right back with more 843 TV.